Ma'am, this space is for federal personnel only. I'm going to need you to move your vehicle.
I'm federal personnel, Department of Homeland Security. Here's my badge.
Anybody can order a lanyard
Step back
online.
from the car, please. You can scan the QR on the back. It'll pull my credentials.
Dispatch run a 1029 on Simone Caldwell, possible ID fraud.
Right, ma'am, you're clear.
A white cop pointed his finger inches from a black woman's face and laughed that he told her she didn't belong, that he said her badge was fake, that he said the parking spot was for real federal workers only. People stopped walking. Phones came out. She stood there quiet, still. Then one black SUV rolled in, then another. And in less than 5 minutes, the man with the gun realized he had just humiliated the wrong woman on camera, and his whole career was about to fall apart. First CTA. Before we go any further, pause real quick. Subscribe to the channel if you believe stories like this need to be told, and drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. Now let me tell you what really happened. Hey, you. Stop right there. The voice was sharp, loud, used to being obeyed. Dr. Simone Caldwell had one hand on her car door when she heard it. The sound cut through the morning air like metal on glass. She turned slowly. Officer Mark Halverson was already walking toward her, boots hitting the pavement hard. His body cam was blinking red on his chest. His hand rested near his belt like it belonged there. He looked at the car first, then at her, then back at the white lines on the ground. "You can't park here," he said. Simone blinked once. "Come, quiet. This is a federal personnel spot," he added louder now. "You need to move. Now." Around them, the courthouse lot was waking up. Lawyers in gray suits. Clerks with coffee cups. A few early jurors looking lost. Nobody stopped yet, but eyes were already turning. Simone glanced down at the white letters painted on the asphalt. "Federal personnel only." "Yes," she said. "That's why I parked here." Halverson let out a short laugh. Not friendly. Not amused. He said. "Sure." He took one step closer. "You mind telling me what agency you think you work for?" Simone Caldwell did not look powerful. That was the first mistake. She stood 5'6", slim still. Her navy suit was clean but simple. No flashy jewelry. No loud colors. Just a plain white blouse under a fitted jacket. Her shoes were low heels, scuffed just a little at the back. Her hair was pulled up into a soft puff, neat but natural. No makeup shouting for attention. Just her face. Brown skin. Sharp eyes. Calm mouth. She looked like someone who worked hard and did not ask to be noticed. She also looked tired. Not sleepy tired. Heavy tired. The kind that comes from late nights staring at screens. From carrying secrets you can't tell anyone. From knowing how fast the world can turn ugly if you slip once. She had learned early to speak less. To stay calm. To let storms pass. So she reached into her purse without rushing and pulled out a badge. "I'm with DHS," she said. "Department of Homeland Security." She held the badge up between them. Halverson didn't even look at it right away. His eyes stayed on her face. Then her clothes. Then her hair. Only then did he glance down. "Cute," he said. Simone's jaw tightened. "That's my credential," she said. "You can check the number." Halverson snorted. "Anybody can print one of those," he said. "You'd be surprised how many fake badges I see." He leaned in closer. "You people get real creative." Simone felt the words hit her chest like cold rain. "You people." She did not move. She did not raise her voice. But something old stirred in her stomach. Something familiar. Something tired. "Sir," Simone said, still calm, "I'm late for a meeting. If you need to verify." "Don't rush me," Halverson snapped. His voice was louder now. Heads were turning. A man in a tan suit stopped walking. A woman near the courthouse steps slowed down. Halverson reached out and flicked the badge with one finger. "Where'd you get this?" "Online?" he asked. "Etsy?" A couple of people laughed. Quietly. Uncomfortable laughs. Simone felt heat crawl up her neck. She thought of her mother. She thought of her first clearance interview. She thought of every room she had walked into where people assumed she was the assistant, not the expert. "I earned that badge," she said. Halverson smiled, thin and sharp. "Yeah," he said. "Because from where I'm standing you look lost." He gestured around the lot. "This isn't a place for visitors. Or vendors. Or," he paused, eyes scanning her again, "support staff." That word landed harder than a shove. Support staff. Simone's fingers curled around her purse strap. "I am federal personnel," she said, slower now. "I belong here." Halverson's smile vanished. "No," he said. "You don't." He took a step back and raised his voice. "I need you to get back in your vehicle and leave the property. If you don't comply, I can detain you for trespassing." The word detain hung in the air. Phones came out now. One. Then another. A young black man near the sidewalk whispered, "Damn," under his breath. Simone felt her heart beat once. Art. She knew this moment. She had trained for moments like this. Not in a classroom, but in life. She lifted her chin. "Officer," she said, "you are making a mistake." That did it. Halverson's face flushed. "Oh, now you're threatening me?" he said. "You think flashing a fake badge scares me?" He tapped his body cam. "This is all on record," he said. "So choose your next words carefully." Simone looked straight at the camera, then back at him. "So is this," she said. Halverson turned to the small crowd forming. "Folks, please step back," he said loudly. "We've got someone impersonating a federal employee." A low murmur spread. Impersonating. Simone felt something crack inside her chest. Not fear but anger. Cling. Sure. She thought of the oath she had taken. She thought of the hours she had spent protecting people who would never know her name. She thought of how easy it was for him to say that word. Impersonating. "You can call your supervisor," she said. "Right now." Halverson laughed again. "Oh, I will," he said. "And they're gonna love this." He turned away, radio in hand. As he spoke into it, Simone stood alone in the middle of the white lines. People stared. Some with pity, some with doubt, some with quiet shame. No one stepped in. The sun climbed higher. The air felt thick. Simone closed her eyes for half a second. Then she heard it. The low hum of an engine. Then another. Black SUVs rolled into the lot, slow and steady. They parked. Doors did not open yet. Halverson turned, confused. Simone opened her eyes. And for the first time since he spoke to her, she smiled. Just a little. The first SUV shut off its engine. The sound was soft, but it cut through the parking lot like a blade. Officer Mark Halverson turned fully now. His hand dropped from the radio. His eyes narrowed as he watched the second SUV pull in beside the first. Same color. Same tinted windows. Government plates. That wasn't normal. Two men stepped out of the first vehicle. Dark suits. No smiles. Shoes that cost more than Halverson's monthly rent. Their posture was calm, but their eyes missed nothing. Then the door of the second SUV opened. A woman stepped out. She was older than Simone. Late 50s maybe. Silver hair pulled back tight. Black suit. White shirt. No badge hanging loose. No need. She walked straight toward them. Halverson felt something cold slide down his spine. "Morning," the woman said, voice even. "Clear. Why is my analyst being detained?" The lot went dead quiet. Halverson blinked. "You're what?" he asked. The woman didn't look at him. She looked at Simone. "Dr. Caldwell," she said. "You okay?" Simone nodded once. "Yes, ma'am." The woman finally turned to Halverson. "I'm Deputy Undersecretary Evelyn Rourke," she said. "Department of Homeland Security." She reached into her jacket and held up a credential. Real. Heavy. Gold seal catching the sun. Halverson's mouth opened. Closed. Opened again. There's been a misunderstanding," he said quickly. Evelyn Rourke tilted her head. "No," she said. "There hasn't." She pointed at his chest. "Is that body cam on?" "Yes," Halverson said. His voice cracked. "Good," she said. "Because I want this part recorded clearly." She stepped closer. "You just accused a senior DHS cyberintelligence analyst of impersonating a federal employee. In a federal parking lot. On camera." Halverson swallowed. Simone said nothing. She didn't need to. Deputy Undersecretary Rourke turned to the small crowd. "For those watching," she said, calm and loud enough to carry, "Dr. Simone Caldwell is one of the lead analysts protecting this country's court systems from cyber attacks. She has clearance levels most people in this lot will never hear about." She looked back at Halverson. "She parks here because she belongs here." A man in the tan suit let out a low whistle. Phones went higher. Halverson's face drained of color. "I didn't know," he said. "She didn't look?" Rourke raised a hand. "Finish that sentence," she said softly. Halverson stopped. Silence stretched. Simone watched his eyes dart. Watched him realize there was no safe way out. "I followed protocol," he said instead. Rourke smiled. It was not kind. "No," she said. "You followed a feeling." She turned to Simone again. "Do you want to explain?" she asked. "Or should I?" Simone took a breath. This was the moment. She stepped forward. "I showed him my badge," she said. Her voice was steady, but it carried. "I told him my agency. I offered verification." She looked straight at Halverson. He decided I was lying anyway. Her eyes moved to the crowd. He decided I didn't belong. A murmur rolled through the people watching. Halverson shook his head. That's not. Don't, Rourke snapped. Sharp now. Don't lie. She tapped her phone. I already had my office pull your record, she said. This isn't your first complaint. Halverson froze. Rourke stepped back. And it will be your last. Two uniformed officers appeared at the edge of the lot. Not courthouse police. Internal affairs. They walked straight toward Halverson. Officer Mark Halverson, one said. You are relieved of duty pending investigation. Halverson laughed once. Short. Broken. This is insane, he said. I was just doing my job. The officer reached for his belt. Hand over your weapon. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Halverson hesitated. Then slowly unclipped his gun. The weight of it looked heavier now. As it changed hands, Simone felt something ease in her chest. Not joy. Relief. Rourke leaned in close to Halverson. You humiliated her, she said quietly. You thought no one important would notice. She straightened. You were wrong. Halverson looked at Simone. For the first time really looked. I'm sorry, he said. The words fell flat. Simone nodded once. Not for him. For herself. The crowd began to break apart. Some people avoided Simone's eyes. Others nodded to her. One woman wiped her face. A young black man raised his phone and said, Respect. Simone picked up her purse. Deputy Undersecretary Rourke walked beside her. You want to take the rest of the day? She asked. Simone shook her head. No, she said. I've got work to do. Rourke smiled. I figured you would. They walked toward the courthouse together. Behind them, Halverson sat on the curb, head in his hands, body cam still blinking red. Inside the building, before they split off, Rourke stopped. You handled that well, she said. Simone shrugged. I'm used to it. Rourke's smile faded. That, she said, is the problem. Simone thought about that as she walked away. At the metal detector, a guard nodded and stepped aside. Morning, doctor. Simone nodded back. Morning. She didn't smile. She didn't need to. If this story moved you, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And tell us in the comments. Have you ever been judged before someone knew who you really were? Your voice matters.